First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, their rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the whole elect. Those in this gospel, brothers, the standard of Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through spirit, quick in transit, Lord's will to be edifying. Title, it's about to get ugly out here. The division, all right? And straight to the point, Babylon is divided on all sides. And if you look at these politicians and these leaders of Congress and, you know, the Senate and these different mayors and state legislators and governors and all that other stuff, they're clearly divided, okay? Because you got one side blaming the other side about the government shutdown, which at the end of the day, the people that's gonna suffer is the common folk of America, man. But I was watching, because there's been so much happening, like the apostles always say, you miss one day, you miss a whole lot. And you know what? Even if you're watching, you still miss, because you got 20, 30 different channels reporting on the government shutdown and their thoughts, and you got the digital mark. Everybody's talking about this digital token that they're getting ready to do in Great Britain or the UK. And it's so much happening to the point, like, I literally had to be glued to the TV or the YouTube for damn near 12 hours out of a 24-hour day if you want to catch up on just a tiny percent on what the hell is going on, man. This is why at this time, you know, brothers, start zooming in on your talents and focusing on, you know, your criteria in this faith, man. If your thing is prophecy, then as a collective, you know, we all go into prophecy and we all go into events, and that's how we edify, you know, through the body. But I was watching a clip of the video that the elder from Cali, the head brother out there, the elder brother Mawatazak, Shalom, brother, if you're watching, much love. But this fucking seatbelt, man. But anyway, so he played a clip on his channel, and his channel, he basically was showing how at the time of the shutdown, the Republicans didn't show up to the hearing, okay? Because anyway, it didn't show up to the hearing. What the fuck are you doing, bro? That's crazy, man. This big ass truck is one lane. This nigga really just try to deep go me out my lane, but whatever, you got it. But anyway, so I think half the Republican Party didn't show up to the whole ordeal, and pretty much that left a default because the government or the Democrats, they Salaki, that just threw off my train of thought, man. Two things has happened in like literally 2 seconds. But anyway, the Democrats didn't want the government to be shut down because for the simple fact of, you know, they wanted to continue to fund the government and, you know, taxpayers' money going into these different bipartisan systems, all the blase. But long story short, the left blaming the right blaming the left, all right? And it's causing a division in Babylon because both sides are blaming one another, and that's to really get a rise out of the people, okay? See, both sides are working in tandem to keep you people in a state of oblivion, okay, a state of delirium, because that movie Civil War that came out last year, it was one particular scene that when the Edomite guy, he was like, well, what kind of American are you? When he killed the Chinese dude, he basically blew the nigga away because I think he said, like, he wasn't from here or some state he mentioned, I can't recall it. But I think he mentioned like Cali or some other shit, and then he mentioned something about like Missouri. The other guy mentioned like Missouri. He said, well, that is American, you know, but places like Chicago, LA, New York, those are liberal cities because they're being ran by Democrats. Hard blood or red-blooded Americans, patriots, they don't look at the liberal states as being, so to speak, American because of the policies, man. Because, you know, they've changed the Constitution is not really valid anymore anyway, but you got patriots out here that really love America and they want to go back to so-called Christian values and make America great again, which is the MAGA abbreviator. But then you got those that vote for policies to let in quote unquote illegals and fund child support and fund, you know, abortions and all this other shit. And these cities has become a cesspool of wickedness, man. So you have a division because the right side is looking at the left. Well, underneath the leadership, they're looking at the left like, well, you're the reason why these niggas are running around like monkeys and gorillas in a zoo. Okay, they're the most on Section 8, public aid. Okay, they the first fired, last hired. They bring down a property value, etc. And that's what the right is looking at the left. The left is looking at the right like they're a bunch of bigots, they're racist, you know, they're too conservative, they're not open enough, and they're not open to inclusivity, you know, and DEI and all that other madness. Henceforth, that's a division. So the left is looking at the right like they're racist, and the right looking at the left like they're just a bunch of useless eaters, which in both cases, they both right, all right? But at the end of the day, who wins? The elites, because they're the one creating the division, because the scriptures say, or not the scriptures, but the elites say, one of them said, never let a good crisis go to waste, okay? So right now, we're in the midst of a financial crisis. They haven't came with any particular agreements yet to fund the government, and Trump is trying to harbor power into himself, man. This is why he's doing what he's doing, because he mentioned and stated, well, you know, they didn't want to vote on a bill to you know, fund the this and this and that and the border shit, and now, you know, you got illegal migrants coming in getting free health care because the Democrats want taxpayer citizens to pay for the free health care, which we were paying for that for these foreigners coming over here. Okay, not only Issachar and Ephraim and all the tribes that came up here illegally, but Trump lied, because wait a minute, I thought you did it. I thought you said that ain't nobody came through the borders in 4 months, man. You said you had that on lock. So if you had that on lock, then why did you allow the government to be shut down when nobody's coming over here to get free health care? You see what I'm saying? So it's all a play on the psyche of you people, man. This is why the scriptures say gross darkness cover the people, man. All right, and the Most High will destroy in his covering cast a veil that is spread among all nations, man. And that veil is this deceit, this deception, okay, the falsehood. Because at the end of the day, if you got a bird has 2 wings unless he's retarded or physically handicapped or one fell off, all right, or he's sick and it's flying with 1 wing. But a bird needs 2 wings to navigate a path. So you don't see 1 wing flapping that way and the other wing flapping that way. No, they're flapping in unison, because they're getting to it's designed to get the bird to its particular destination, man. And that's the spirit, they say elite down there. So yeah, man, they plan on the psyche of you people, and it's all to bring about this new world order, this what you call Agenda 20 or Project 2025, you know, which is global AI surveillance systems through Gideon. Then you got the Palantir, then you also got the Stargate project, which they put 500 billion in, which I'm gonna have to go back into that as well in another lesson. But the people was left in shambles because mass layoffs, man. Okay, federal government employ over fucking how many hundreds of thousands of people, but you got a lot of people that's not getting a paycheck, including the military or the federal police. Now, just my opinion, the ICE agents, even though, you know, they're supposed to be federal, I still believe they, because for the simple fact, they're getting paid under the table, okay, or they're gonna get some type of back pay or some type of incentive, okay? We don't know how it's gonna turn out, but it ain't looking too good for the average person, because this government shutdown shit, eventually it trickles down to state level, then it's gonna trickle down to a federal level. And when it trickles down to the federal level, and that's when, you know, I mean, the state level and the city level, that's when all bets are off, because we understand the state governments have certain incentives funded through the federal government to keep their, you know, their shit open. Like, what's this guy's name? Not Schumer, but I was looking at a video 2 days ago, and he was basically speaking on, and it was all bullshit, because he was basically speaking on how the illegals are coming over here getting these CDLs without actually being statuses or citizens of the United States, but they're getting these commercial driver's license, and they're killing people on the highways. Like, that's just like so much of a fucking emergency, right? Even though it does happen. And he was basically stating, look, we're gonna take so many millions of dollars from the state of California until they comply with federal regulations. So if these states don't get on board with the federal government, then they're gonna lose their funding, okay? Fucking court cases, federal court cases, all that's at a standstill right now, you know? So it's getting ready to be pretty bad for America. Shit getting ready to go down. Shit getting ready to hit the fan. And, you know, we've warned the people through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that this is going to happen, man. Okay, remember, you heard it from the prophets first, the men of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But anyway, my brothers and few sisters that watch Salakia, man, I'm at my destination. I'm actually running a little bit behind. So I got to cut this video short, but I got an idea for another lesson later on, Lord's will. I could piggyback on it and, you know, go a little bit more in thorough, because there was a lot of videos that came out regarding the circumstances of this shutdown. So Lord's will, you brothers and few sisters were edified. Salakia for the mishaps earlier. But with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders, the apostles of the great millstone that rule and teach well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Lord's will, you were edified. To the next lesson. Shalom. Yeah, Florida's getting ready to take impound these 18 wheelers and fine companies 50 bands. Yep. So there you go. It's finna be division on all sides, man. There already is. So you brothers out there, man, continue to watch, continue to pray, stay out the way. Don't get involved in these petty ass skirmishes if you don't need to, and just keep your head on the swivel. And it was a video the brother put out the other day. Don't engage in battles that you can't win right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's not saying being a punk, but clearly Satan is against us. So we got to be careful on how we move out here. All right, but with that, Shalom, Kon Yasharal, the Baba Shalom.